And we're back here at Music Mayhem with our guest for the day, Roger L. How you say your last name?
It's Whittlesey.
Whittlesey. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to butcher that too much. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, so first question, the question I like to open like all my interviews. Who is Roger and how did you get here to this point on your life and career?
Well, I'm many things, as we all are. First and foremost, I've been a teacher for 24 years in the Boston area. But prior to that, from the time I was a teenager, I've been a professional musician, and I played in all kinds of bands, played clubs. I've played probably about 1,000 weddings in my lifetime. That was a real good part-time job for me over the years. And throughout all that time, I was always writing music and recording music. And it's been really the last 3 or 4 years I've gotten a little bit more serious about the writing the music, recording, putting it on things like YouTube. I'm preparing to put out an album. Um, I've been approached recently by quite a few musicians from around the world and composers, directors actually, to write music for their um, their projects. So in particular, I have a director from Saudi Arabia. He's originally from Syria, and he's a composer, and he's also a filmmaker in Saudi Arabia. And he watched my music videos on YouTube and liked my voice and liked the way I arranged my vocals. And he asked me to arrange the vocals and sing one of his songs called Dark Justice, which he's currently working on. And he makes these incredible productions, and he's a real professional. And then I'm also working, writing music for a documentary movie about Halloween called Mask Up for Halloween. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. So I do different things, and I collaborate with people, but mostly I write my own music, original music, and kind of in the rock genre, little bit jazz tinged feel to it. So that's who I am. Yeah.
So you write your own music. Also, you write your lyrics.
I do. I write lyrics and I write the music. I do it all, and for a lot of the tracks, I perform all the parts. I'm a keyboard player and a drummer. Initially a drummer, and then I played probably 90% of my gigs as a keyboard player and sang in bands. And so a lot of my music, I'm able to play all the different parts, whether it's playing live drums or playing bass parts on the keyboard and other various things like that. And I arrange all the vocals. I do have some very, very talented musicians that I collaborate with, including my wife, who appears on this video.
Oh, okay.
More than welcome.
I asked you all that.
Yeah.
She's awesome too. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's a great, great singer, and she was a graduate from Berklee College of Music in Boston. And she, at one time, was signed with Sony Records in the Japan division, the jazz division of Sony Records. So she's a wonderful musician. So it's a great resource for me to have in the recording studio when I need that voice,
And how do you think you got to this point where you are with this style that you acquire? Like, because I for what I gather is kind of like into the jazz thing, but also you kind of move within the genres, right? Like
Absolutely.
you're
Yeah,
not just into one thing. You kind of like to explore different styles, and I like that about you and what
oh,
you do.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's one of my objectives whenever I'm writing something is to try to do something that's different, try to find variation within an arrangement. So it's not the same kind of cookie cutter verse chorus bridge and so on, but also different types of instrumentation. I experiment with different sounds, looking for a different way to arrange vocals. But certainly, I mean, my influences go back to the music I listened to when I was younger, whether it's the Beatles or Todd Rundgren or music from the 80s or 90s, all along. And because I played professionally for so many years, I performed, many different types of music throughout the years and had experience with a lot of music maybe that I wouldn't have been introduced to otherwise. So, but jazz is certainly an influence, although I wouldn't consider myself a jazz writer, but there's that influence, that kind of Steely Dan influence.
Yeah, I gather that because of how you were like able and like willing to switch to innovate. I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, and like how is your inspiration process when you are creating? I always wonder
Yeah,
about that because we are all so different and also the same at
right, exactly. You know, I guess the way I go about it, I typically don't go in with a thesis in mind. In other words, this is what I want to write about. But I sit down and I play, and I'll play some changes, and I'm like, oh, I like that, and then maybe I'll start singing over it, and it usually leads me to some words that are meaningful to me, and then I can build upon that and create some kind of thematic structure within the song. So, for example, the song "Roiling Calm" that you're going to show today is came. I'd written some music. I liked the melody, and I was thinking of a Yeats poem, the Irish writer Yeats, and there's a poem called "Love and Death" in which he writes about the coiling calm and slow. That was kind of his little saying. And I misremembered, and in my mind I said, "Is it roiling calm?" Because roiling is like water, in calm being the opposite. So I thought, hey, that's kind of a cool idea. The idea of having those feelings inside but appearing calm on the surface. And so that kind of just made its way into the song, and that's what I built the song around. So it was music first, and then that thesis, and then kind of building uh, the idea and fleshing it out, musically and both lyrically.
I mean, that's so cool. I mean,
Yeah,
I always wonder because like
yeah,
those answers are never the same because we are.
right.
And what are like your goals in short and long term now that we are starting a new year?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question, and that's what I'm all about is writing goals. I'm constantly writing goals, and just over the past vacation, I was on vacation for a week, and I knew I was going to be up in my studio, and I had a list of 20 goals that I went through, whether it was recording new songs, finishing up the work for those two movies, soundtracks, and things like that. But going forward, my goal this year is that last year I released 34 original music videos that I wrote and created myself and released. And so my goal this year is to release 40. I'd like to create 40 pieces of music. I want to choose the best 10, 12 of those and release an album later on this month. So that's a second thing I'm going to try to do. And I just want to keep on making good music, collaborating with good musicians, and having fun with it. And I'm enjoying seeing my YouTube channel grow. It's just in a very short amount of time, it's grown quite a bit. So I'm getting a lot of great feedback about my music, and that I'd like to see that continue.
What's the name of your YouTube channel and what's your social?
YouTube, CWHITTLESEY. I'm also on Facebook under my name, Roger Whittlesey. And those are the two places. And then soon I'll be, like I said, I'll be releasing an album that will be available out on Apple Music, Spotify, all those different platforms. Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here, for taking
Thank
the
you.
to hear on Music Mayhem. Uh, we are gonna be we're gonna go straight to playing that music video.
Excellent.
Is Rolling Calm, right?
Roiling calm, exactly right. Yes.
All right, we're going to go straight to the music video. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you, and we can wait to see what else is gonna be happening with you here. So,
Excellent. Thank you. Have a great day.
thanks.